tonight more frequently, and you gotta be able to do that. They were really condensing their defense against us. You saw them come and double Mike or really play off of John Tell. So again, you have to stretch it with the defense. I mean, with the three-point shot, when the defense does that, and then also felt we got into the lane and we're solid.
Tonight, Ryan Anderson got off to a good start for BC. Looked like you started to double team him. What was the thought process there with defensively on
their posts? Yeah, you know, we will use our post trap kind of on and off, and you know, as you saw at the times we did post trap, they are a hard team to guard with the system they run, but they really at times either have four guards or they stretch you on the perimeter. So when you trap, you got to kind of pick your poison. You're hopefully going to stop them, but they had some kickouts to some guys that missed some threes, so that was tough. But if you didn't, you know, Anderson and Clifford had the ability to sort of back you down, and they could make some plays down there. So again, you just try to use it as an off-speed pitch and be aggressive and choose what you wanted to take away.
Steve, and then Jerry.
It seemed like more than usual tonight you guys were looking to push the pace in transition. Was that something you saw would be advantageous against Boston College?
Yep. I just think we said if, you know, our guards can get a rebound, really look to get up the floor and put some pressure on them, back it up with a good decision. A couple decisions were not solid. But I think you have to be willing to do that. No problem. We didn't do that against Virginia Tech for whatever reason. And again, as long as there's good decisions, I think that's sound for us. Our guards usually, you know, they get some rebounds. I thought Melvin rebounded very well today, you know, and that, again, there's a couple buckets out there that we got from that, maybe a couple turnovers, but it's what we needed.
Tony, you guys scored to go up by 8 with about 4 minutes left, and you called a full timeout. What were you stressing to your team during that timeout?
I knew it was 401. Joe was dying. You guys, I don't know if you knew or not, but he had a fever. He didn't practice the other day. He practiced a little bit yesterday, and he felt worse this morning. Or his fever spiked, and we weren't sure he was going to play. And then I don't even know if he got an IV at halftime or not. I'm not sure. Did he? Or I don't know. Okay, but he was tired. The guys looked a little tired, so I thought really it was kind of a rest situation. We'll get a full timeout, then we got a media timeout right after that. And then just trying to emphasize, you know, get that ball swung offensively, be smart with clock management, and then get your butt back on defense and get matched up, which a couple times we had poor matchups where we didn't recognize and communicate, and then they get a foul. We fouled and put them on the line. So just trying to reemphasize the things that would be sound for us to finish out the game.
Doug, and then Jeff.
Your thoughts on Sammy's three that increased an 8-point lead to 11 there, ended a drought for him?
Yeah. Was that his first one he made?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. Nice to see it go in. You know, we ran a little set, and someone had the side door open, and the one he hit when he airballed it in our play. That, you know, I thought, oh man, you missed pretty bad on that. But he came back, and I just told him keep shooting as long as it's good shots. And eventually, you're going to make some. He was 2 for 4 from 3. Joe was 2 of 3. So that was a significant bucket for us. And I'm trying to remember when they tied it. Was that right after we had missed that 3? Was that right after that or not? They tied it at 44.
I think that was when you had a couple of those decisions that weren't so solid that you're referring to.
Yeah. But yes, that was nice to see Sammy's shot go down. And he had I think he had one that was in and out before that. So.
Tony, you got 10 points from Akil, 5 rebounds, 6 points from Darion. How important was it that you get more production out of that position?
Yes. Yeah, I thought Darion and Akil were solid. Darion bothered them defensively. They're both active. They finished. You know, obviously they had a size advantage, and so Akil took advantage of that early on and had some plays right in front of the rim. And then Darion was just active. I think that's Darion's greatest strength. He has to continue to learn to keep pursuing and be continuous, but they both gave us nice lifts. So again, when they can give us that, and then 3 guys in double figures, and it was a balanced scoring attack tonight.
You mentioned you thought they were tired in the final minutes, but the defense seemed to hold BC down. What was it that keyed that?
I mean, I think they missed a couple shots, and we played better position defense, and they probably got into a little bit of a mode where they had to get a quick shot. Their offense is good when they spread you, they cut. They had some good ball screen action. Again, 4 guys faced dead corners out top. It makes you work hard to defend.
Coach, Mike played a ton of minutes against Virginia Tech, and obviously you're going to ride him hard as you would any star, but is minutes for him a concern, and do you look to guys like Akil and Darion to ease that as the season progresses?
This was Joey had to be very mindful of the 26, and it was tried to use the media timeout as I told Doug, and then give him a little more rest than against Virginia Tech. And he's going to have to play. At this stage of the game, we have 8 guys, and we're going to have to ride him as best as possible. So we'll be as smart as we can, but they'll have to play a lot.
Steve, then Jeff, and we'll finish with Doug.
Sammy, I believe, had 4 steals in the first half. I know, especially when he's been Charlie shooting, you've been saying at least contribute elsewhere. I mean, what did you think of him outside of the shooting, his performance, particularly in the first half?
Yeah, he took half of the shots were inside the 2 where he drove, and he was very active with his hands. And his game is his feel, his ability to create stuff for other people, and then certainly shoot some shots. So I thought with his shot not where it needs to be, or wasn't, where he wasn't hitting, I thought he impacted the game the right way in other areas, and that's what I keep stressing to him, and then shoot the shot when it's there.
Jeff, we'll finish with Doug.
You were up 8, BC scores 8 in a row to make it 44 all, then John Tell comes down and hits a drive, ends up putting you ahead to stay. Have you been encouraging him or telling him, keep looking for your shot as long as it's a good shot?
He has to. I think, in my opinion, you can't, if people are going to back off of him that much, he has to reel in the slack and get to the paint. He's worked hard in the offseason on his touch, his floaters, his drives. It hasn't showed up as one dribble pull-up, but he has to take shots. Good decision, with good decisions behind it, doesn't have to be right away, but that has to loosen up the defense, and he has certainly the freedom to do that. I'll tell him if he should,
Last question.
This seemed like one of those trap games where, you're coming off a very disappointing loss. BC had lost by 15 at home, but how scared were you, particularly when they came in here last year and shut you down?
Yeah, they took it to us last year. They're a different team, and they're young. You never know with younger players if they're going to be phased when they go on the road, or if it's not going to matter much to them. And I think they're starting to play better, being in Coach Donahue's system as they are. So, we're still trying to mesh, and hopefully we're going to have better chemistry, getting used to being without Hassan. I think Darion and Akil showed that today, so I thought we were better with our chemistry today, and a better feel playing the way we're going to have to play for the majority of the year now. So every game, again, in the ACC, we have to be right, and we have to play very well to be successful. And we knew that Boston College was capable, and coming off of the disappointment of the Virginia Tech game, I really challenged our guys to, step up. That was, I said, you got to step up. This is where Joe's got to look inside and muster something that he probably hasn't in a long time. The guys that have been struggling, shrug it off and step up your game, and let's come away with one.